I got another question for you guys. Why is it so bad for men to be masculine? I mean, I live in Sweden, so not all, but it's quite common that men here are very feminine and they all hate conflict. So it seems like they are very feminine in nature. So it was very hard dating here if you're a woman like me who prefers air quote manly men, because I'm old fashioned and everyone is allowed to have a preference. I don't care if that cancels me or, it's saying, like the whole, if I choose not to date someone that is overweight, where like it's unhealthy, that is not fat phobic. You are allowed to have a preference nowadays. Just because I might not date Indian people or black people or whatever, I'm allowed and you are allowed to have a preference. Like, I don't know why people are stressing this stuff so much. Like, you can't be yourself. You can't say anything for fear of being canceled because the internet is a real place. I don't get it. Like, and like I said on my other videos, these TikTok trends to like get men to like you. It's like nobody is like themselves anymore. They're just all following anything they see on the internet instead of just being themselves. Don't you want to be unique? Don't you want to be special to someone instead of the same like everyone else? That's one thing I think. Sorry, Sweden, but you got a big problem with, because nobody likes to stand out. Everyone does the same thing. Nobody likes conflict. And for somebody who is very outgoing, like I'm an extrovert and I do speak my mind because I don't feel you can resolve anything if you don't, that tends to rub people the wrong way sometimes. But I don't mean it in a harmful way. I mean it, or I say things because I want to resolve the issues instead of the typical sweeping it under the rug that people do here. So I know people in the U.S. are, usually more outspoken and everything, but here the men are very, split the check, and like they do a lot of walking dates, which I'm sorry, I hate the walking dates. I like to look at the person when I'm talking to them. So if you're walking side by side, it's not for me. I do understand that it can get expensive to keep paying for women and all that, and you don't even know if it's going to lead to anything. I get that. But like, try like an inexpensive date, like a coffee house or something first, or, really try to get to know the person instead. Because I've been, on dates where they're like, oh, let's go to these really fancy restaurants. And to me, I actually feel more uncomfortable. I think it's just a waste of money. And what's the point? That money can be spent on, like, I love to travel or do something like that instead. So that's just my take. I just don't get why men are not allowed to be masculine anymore. And if you are listening to this, men, masculine men, there are still women out there that do dig masculine men and want that, because I'm a very feminine female and I'm old school, I'm old fashioned, and that's my preference. So, what do you guys think?